think they're in open forum. Last chance to sign up. They have them up there, sorry.
Alan, you ready? What's that?
Right here's one.
Alan, you ready to go?
We're talking to him about it.
All right, so we're gonna call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mark,
Here.
Gary,
Yep.
Tim,
Yep.
Jim,
Here.
Ellen. Here. Dylan.
Here.
All right, approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so public forum, persons asking to speak to the board, reasonable amount of time, not to exceed 5 minutes. I see we have nobody signed up for tonight, so we will move on at this point. Approval of the minutes, regular board meeting of March 18th, 2024.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Reports, clerk, forthcoming events and correspondence.
I don't have anything.
President, forthcoming events and correspondence. I see Julie put out a thing about the community garden, and I want to thank everybody that's been involved with this. I think this is going to be really neat, and I'm hoping that we get a lot of the community involved and we can do some nice stuff and maybe get some fresh veggies growing for the whole community. That would be wonderful. Other than that, I don't believe I have anything else, so we'll move on to finance, personal, and insurance. Dylan.
We will approve checks 14914 through 14939 in the amount of $45,645.64 for the general fund. Check 6205917 through 6205923 for water fund in the amount of $1,571.43. Sewer fund is a new check 6306703 through 6306711 in the amount of $7,080.02. ARPA checks 780 and 971 in the amount of $1,131.20. Checks 352 through 377 and 368 through 383 the amount of $49,502.07, and the total is $104,930.36.
Okay. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, library, Jeannie, monthly update.
We're doing good. We're up 41% again from last year for the month of March, so that's holding steady. We're working really hard on getting everything with the community market finalized, getting some music down there, different things, maybe some other partnerships with people doing some fundraising. Certainly the Civic Center will be involved with that. We already started making buttons for the quarry, so all of those are in production right now, should be done by next week. As you guys, it doesn't have a date, it just has the fundraiser stuff, so that'll be all done and ready to start to put out whenever, but by the end of next week.
I have a whole bunch of those buttons left.
What?
I have a whole bunch of those buttons left. You said you could renew them.
No, because they said 2023.
Okay.
So we'll do 2024, but we can I've been giving them away as swag.
Okay.
So, and the more that is out there, the better for us anyway, because that's free advertising. But we'll be putting a quarry kind of stand and informational historical stuff at our community market each week. We're going to be doing Tai Chi, not Chai tea, Tai Chi, at 8 o'clock, starting June 1st, every Saturday at the Veterans Park. And I just put some information out about that. That's a really good community thing that we can be doing. The story walks, of course, are done. I just went to the Village of Lorville last week and talked to them about putting them out in the Village of Lorville. Pearl Lake is interested in doing some as well, so I just need help here, because obviously I can't really do it all by myself, and placement should be decided beyond me. And then what the library and the Friends of the Library want to do is we had, through all of those things were made and purchased and built through book sales. So to understand how our book sales work at the library, a lot of those are donated items from your community members and purchased through your community members. And then we use those funds to go back into the community. So it's kind of just all a win-win. So that's a little library, and we have a stand that's gonna be on a 4x4 post. I have two of them. One we're gonna put in the fairy garden, that one. And those are our Storytime Kids hands. There might be a Jocelyn hand in there. And then we want to give one to the village here, like right outside. And what it is it's a free library. My concept of that is, as we have books in our book sale that are, stagnant and they're not moving, and we have them all tagged so we know how long they've been there, we're gonna fill up some free libraries around town. I don't care if it's 100 of them, honestly, but it's more landscape to have books out there. So we have a lot of free books that we would donate and keep it full for you if you wanna have it here in front of the village hall. I think it would be really neat. And they're very well crafted, so the same person who did the stands did that store for the library. So if not, I'll find someplace else, but it seems like this would be a nice place.
Maybe one could go down by Dollar General or down on that end of town somewhere.
So there are a few down there, and we are going to, this year, through our book sales, create more. But since people come here and pay their bills and things, we do have quite a bit of traffic here. Plus, it's extending our community message, and it's right here. So to me, it's a no-brainer, but if you don't want it.
Well, maybe even one in East Side Park, as long as we're trying to develop it further.
Yeah, I have no problem making more. I just, right now, have two ready to go. And I don't have the space to keep them in my library, so I need to get them out. So I would love to put one here, and they're very, very well crafted. And we will do more, and it really, we made $8,000 in book sales last year, and we've been turning those into scholarships and things for staff that work, high school staff. But those were about $200 each, so we want to, kind of put them in a nice place.
The Congregational Church, I believe, also has different ones out
Yeah,
there. You've
there's
got one
one
by
right-
the church.
Mhm.
I believe
There's
Loretta
one by
Piaski
my
has one in her
house.
yard. There's one next to your house.
Loretta Piaski is writing a grant, and she's working with us too as a sponsor to get some that are going to be donated for free if we can qualify for it. So there will be plenty. If you don't want one here, I'd be very sad.
Oh, I wasn't saying that, I was just saying
Yeah.
maybe East Side Park and
As we
down
start,
on that end of town so that,
yeah, and there's some
For
in
future.
Moorville, and there's some out by Pearl Lake, and a lot of people have their own individual. This design is going to be put it on a post so it can be taken out easily every winter, because you don't want them out in the winter.
the one they do by the park by me, they actually just take the little house off but leave the post.
Yeah, that's
And-
probably
yeah.
what you're gonna be looking at too. And that's why I'll need some assistance to put those in, at least at the library in here, because I don't know where the wires are and I don't have the tools to do that, so. But I will have the tools to take it off.
All right.
I have a question, Jeannie. Can you give me a schedule? Can you give me a schedule when you were gonna use, Guts Park so I can have it ready? Make sure that it's good to go.
June 1st.
That's the only time?
June 1st, every Saturday through the end of October.
I'll try to remember that.
So it's literally, the weekend after they're gonna do their chicken roast for the Memorial Day.
Okay, thank you.
You good then? Okay, thank you, Jeannie. All right, moving on to machinery garbage ordinances, Gary Redenzel.
Okay, we'll start with monthly update.
Shooting garbage, I don't have anything for that.
Okay. Item number 2. Consider act on approving an ordinance pertaining to the community gardens. I believe this is right here.
So we discussed in the ordinance meeting and moved to a motion to approve for the full board to approve.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Alright, number 3, consider act on approving the bond amounts for ordinance citations.
We discussed that at the last, board meeting, so I just need an approval of what we discussed.
Motion to approve the board, or the
Second.
bond amounts for the ordinance citations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Alright, number 4, discuss fire inspection ordinance with the fire department.
Jeff's here from the fire department, back in 2022, the fire department's having problems with getting compliance with fire inspections, so I guess they drafted this ordinance, or you guys borrowed it from
We
government.
got it from some other organizations and we gave it to all the communities that we service.
So it was adopted and approved back in 2022. There were just sections, if you see on page 2, under penalties, that I updated. So basically, we'll be enforcing on behalf of the fire department, anybody that hinders or obstructs the fire inspector, will be issued the village, ordinance citation, $100 plus court costs. And then, if we end up having violations, the fire department or the inspector will have to provide us with a report as to the violation, and then if it isn't fixed in 5 days, a citation will be issued for $100 plus court costs. If it's not fixed within 10, or, like 15 days, I got 10 days on this, but it should be 15 days. It'll be a $200 fine plus court costs, and then after 30 days, it'll be a $300 fine plus court costs. For each violation, so if they have multiple violations, each violation will be considered one infraction. So if you have, your doors aren't up to code, that's one violation. If your exit sign light is out, that's another violation. If your sprinklers don't work, that's another violation. So trying to get people to get their buildings in compliance. The citation will be issued through circuit court. And if the payments are not made, then they will be, circuit court, clerk of courts will be collecting through either a tax intercept or, state debt collection, similar to what we'll be doing with our regular ordinance citations. I did get a hold of one of the inspectors from the Northeast Wisconsin region, because I had questions about a special inspection warrant. He advised that the fire department, if someone will not allow them to inspect, won't open the door, won't be there when they're supposed to be there, and they try numerous times, the fire department will have to get a hold of their legal counsel, and with the fire inspector, will have to go up to circuit court and draft either court order or a special warrant, and then we would go with the fire inspector and assist them in executing the warrant. If the person does not allow us in the building or obstructs in any way, then we'll be taking them into custody for violating a court order, and any other potential violations that we deal with, they'll be handled through court then. So, and those violations will be handled by our village attorney. So,
Question on this last sentence, it says fines issued by the Redgranite Police Department are not subject to collection on the tax roll.
yep, so if we issue them a ticket for not fixing their sprinkler, and they don't do it in a timely manner, and we give them a $100 ticket, or if they trip the inspector while they're trying to interfere with the inspector, we issue a citation. There again, that citation will be collected through the circuit court. in the original ordinance they had, that they said it would be placed on the tax roll, you can't put citations on the tax roll. So that's why I had to change that and clarify that. So, I have sent this to Attorney Sadali for review. I'm waiting to hear back from him, so. I guess it's up to you. Do you want to adopt this in the amended form right now, or do you want to wait till Attorney Sadali gets a copy back to me and then bring it up next month?
Are we able to tentatively approve it pending Attorney Snelly's approval, or?
Well, it must be already gone through legal because they took it from another, community, so I'm guessing it must have passed the legal standards already.
The folks in Door County, the ordinance they had, they said they were rolling it onto their taxes if they didn't pay it, and Kyle says we can't do that, so I don't know what they're doing in Door County.
The costs involved with your inspection fees and time and attorney's costs, you can put on the tax roll. But the citation, once it's issued in court, you can't put it on the tax roll. Court will collect on the citation. So you can't put that on the tax roll, my understanding. So we've never been able to in the past, and that was one thing when we had problems with municipal court. People thought we could put that on tax rolls. We can't put citations or cost of citations on the tax roll. So that's handled through the courts and collected through the courts. So that's why I had to take that out of it, because the language I had before is it all gets balled up and it gets put on the tax roll. And I think it said November 15th, but what's the correct time, Becky? Isn't it like September?
Yeah, I think it's September 15th.
15th. So we changed the date in that, so that if we have someone that's a problem and we incur a bunch of costs, we take those costs, give them to Becky, even collecting the costs that the fire department has to pay to have an inspector come out and re-inspect. And if they don't pay, then send it up to, the county treasurer, and then it gets put on the tax roll as a special assessment.
Well, I guess I don't really see where it's gonna change a whole lot between now and next meeting. I mean,
If we have to, we can amend it again the next meeting.
yeah, so we can always amend it the next time just to put in the fine details, so I guess I'm comfortable with
Well,
moving it through.
then I'll make a motion that we approve it pending the approval by our lawyer.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. Item number 5, consider act on approving amendments to, I guess that's the same thing, isn't it? Consider act on approving amendments to fire ordinance with village attorney's approval.
Yeah, those should be together.
Okay.
All right. Number 6, consider act on purchase of a high-pressure sprayer in the amount of $1,200.
Right now, the village has never owned, a high pressure cleaner. They have nothing to clean the parks with. When there's spillage on the concrete, nothing to clean our equipment. I've been always bringing the last 3 years I've been bringing my own pressure cleaner, and it's getting tired out. And we need to have something so we can at least clean the parks. You know, when they slobber stuff all over the tables and everything, and that's what we gotta use to clean it.
Gas powered,
Gas powered.
I'll make a motion to approve the high pressure sprayer.
Second.
I kinda talked to Jim about this, and thought that we should maybe, instead of just getting the high pressure sprayer, get something with a steam cleaner, because for washing equipment and stuff like that, so I guess, do we wanna approve this now, or do we wanna wait and see if we can get something a little better, something that's gonna work?
Oh, then you're talking about mounting it on the truck then, or what?
Well, he wants to have it be able to put it on a trailer and use it for moving around and using it anywhere he wants, and I personally think that if we're gonna invest this money, to go and invest the money into just a regular old pressure washer,
Well, then
it
we'll
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
have to table it.
Pressure wash and steam clean with the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Do we have to table
we don't have to, no.
Can
You
we
already
use-
had somebody make a motion
Yeah.
and somebody second it, so you have to act on
Yeah.
that.
But
That's the
I'm
motion.
debating it right now, so
it? Can we use ARPA money for that? Or is ARPA
I guess
money
we'd have to look at that.
Yeah, but if you go to a steam, the one you're talking about, is probably gonna cost considerably more money.
About double. I found them online for about double. So we're looking about $2,500 for an actual good steam cleaner one.
Yeah, there's gonna be times he's not gonna have to.
Well, and you don't have to use it as a steam cleaner all the time, but I'm just thinking situations like where Jim wants to work on the plow truck. I mean, I don't know how many are familiar with working on big equipment, but they get pretty oily and greasy, and it tends to be a pain in the rear when you wanna work on things. So I was thinking in those situations, it would be good. I'm thinking there's times where there's stuff that's spilt in the parks. I mean, somebody dumps over a whole thing of chicken grease and we got chicken grease running down the street. You know, the regular pressure washer doesn't necessarily take that off.
And graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti. So I guess that's why I'm debating this situation, because I feel a pressure washer, although it's a good piece of equipment, is not gonna be sufficient for what we need.
Well, I need to act on my motion first.
All right, so all in favor? Opposed?
Yeah, well, hold on, are we, you
We want to deny it.
want to deny it? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
So we want to table this till next month then, or to the next
You
meeting?
have to vote and you're trying to.
yeah, we got a motion on the floor, so we have to vote on that, but Jim, you said
Unless
you,
you withdraw it.
You can't.
so do you,
Seconded.
do you want this like now, or what do you wanna do here?
I just use mine until you wanna discuss.
Okay, so
take a
then-
little longer.
I've got one aye for in favor, opposed,
No
Opposed.
opposed.
so it's not passed.
Can we put it on our special meeting?
Yes.
So we have a definite cost.
Alright, number 7, discuss act on purchase of a 64-gallon pull-behind sprayer with booms in the amount of $1,100.
Again, this is something that we have a 25-gallon one, and we cannot get any parts for it anymore. The thing, if it was working, is worth about $100. So I've been always bringing my four-wheeler with a sprayer on it and spraying the parks every year. So this is what I found that I like to have. We can take this also and spray all the brush that we have along the ditches and things like that. I'm just, like I said, if you don't want any of this, I just have to bring my own stuff, that's all. And I just kind of like to have some of the stuff here on hand when we do need it.
What
If
type
it's-
of
if it's
spraying is
feasible.
it? What's it spraying?
It's got booms so you can spray the parks for broadleafs, and we use it for spraying all the brush in the ditches and stuff that we've been cleaning. And the roadsides, we use it for spraying brush in the roadsides.
Use it
Motion
for-
to approve item number 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to municipal buildings, Tim.
Consider act on approval of seal coating the municipal parking lot.
Okay, the parking lot has been rubber cracked about 2 years ago, and we have to do something with it. I don't want to chip seal a parking lot because they'll be dragging it in all the time with the stones stuck to the bottom of their feet. So this would be like you see like a regular driveway where they spray that on like 2 coats to seal it, so it gives it another wear surface. I got asked for 2 quotes. One guy came back at $3,000, and that's to take care of any existing cracks plus the ceiling. The other one hasn't come back. So I guess I'm asking if you do approve this, would you also approve when that bid comes back that I can use my discretion if it's the lower bid to use always the lower bid and not have to bring it back in front of the board again? If you do approve doing the seal coating to that. When that other quote comes in, and whoever's the lowest is the one I would take. And I was just wondering if that's okay with you, or if not, I'll have to put it on the agenda for next month again.
What do you think the range is gonna be for price?
About 3,000, that's about what I'm figuring it was, anywhere from 4 to 3 to 4 is what I was thinking it was gonna be. Actually, I was kinda surprised it came in at 3. This is Fox Valley Asphalt.
A motion to approve, lowest bid for the quality bid for the approval of seal coating in the municipal building parking lot.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to Parks and Cemetery, Ellen.
Monthly update,
We've been working our butts off to get them, garden beds done. We have 16 of them done, and they're sitting out, and you have 8 of them set up and them 8 are full with wood chips, 10 inches. And then, today I went to Mosinee and I picked up, a load of, compost, with the plow truck, or the orange truck. And Ann and when I got back, I brought my skid steer in today, and we mixed it at the cemetery right away and loaded on all the trucks that we had, so when it rains, it's under cover. So tomorrow we'll start filling them 8 with the topsoil, and we'll set another 8, and we'll keep repeating the process. The steel is in, so we can hopefully finish the other boxes this week. We also have 2 pollinating boxes that we'll be putting out. They're only gonna be 8 feet long. So basically that's what we've been working on. Water Street, the gravel road, that Water Street is gravel. I had 5 loads at 22 ton apiece laid down on that, and the county will be coming in the next week to do cutting that road in the cemetery, and then they'll be grading that road to the right pitch. So that road has been, that's why they call it Water Street, because it was, the shoulders are higher than what the road was, and the water just sat in between there, so we just had to put some gravel in there. So that was about $350 a load. That's what it's been running to have it delivered. So we got Dave Hoppa got that done today. So in park cleanup we started today. I had Gene out there. He was with the vac, mower in the vac, and all the pine cones and everything. And we finally got all the Christmas the tree down. So this week I'm gonna get a roller and I'll have Gene roll the park. So it'll be rolling probably the whole day. It's the roll the park, so they're getting them flattened out. We're probably gonna reseed what we seeded down last year at Best Park. I'm just gonna lay a little seed down because it's really soft, and then when he rolls it, so it'll pick it up a little better. So other than that, the parks that we seeded, any place that we seeded looks really good. It's coming back really good. So I guess that's all I have.
consider act on cost and funding of adding Frisbee golf in Willow Creek Park.
Yeah, we missed it.
That's number 2.
Consider act on placement of camera at Quarry Park. Do we know of a definite area where we want to put it?
We haven't even gone up there and looked at it yet.
You can put it in the yard if you want. Probably see it close enough up there.
Well, we know what's going on the point, just a matter how far out. We're gonna have to get that prepared, so.
We're gonna have to grab him for a day, or
Yep.
part of a day.
Table until next month,
Schedule a park meeting to,
if you want to. Absolutely.
I don't necessarily think we need a meeting. I think if we just sit down and figure out where we want it, and then figure out what we're gonna need for supplies to get it prepared to deploy it, that's, I think, basically what we need.
I think after the meeting, we go back and take a look at that.
well, we have to call it a meeting because otherwise if one or more of us is together, that's a quorum. So we have to have a meeting. Consider act on cost and funding of adding Frisbee golf in Willow Creek Park. This was tabled from our last meeting.
One thing I can add to that, and I think Julie wants to try to get that mostly all donations. And if any one of you went through the park, you'll see that all those 124 stumps were taken out behind the park, or behind the ball diamond. And I'll probably break the tractor in half, get them all out of there, but until I can get that out and get that all worked up, roots picked up and reseeded down. I think the best thing we can do this year is, have somebody, there's a guy who's willing to come out and just, look at it and just make a design of what we could have. And I think I'm not gonna seed anything in until, fall, because it's just, you're just wasting your time doing it in the summer. And I think that's our best thing for this year is, to get a plan, get it approved, and let's look at it for next year. And I think, and that gives us more time to get the word out there and see, if somebody wants to donate, what do you call it, a hole, I guess is what you wanna call it. So if somebody wants to, business or whoever wants to donate, first hole, second hole, third hole, whatever like that. It gives us a year to get the word out there and see if we can make that happen.
So are we gonna have to hire somebody in to design this thing, or?
I think he does it for nothing,
Oh,
from what I understood. He called me a couple weeks ago, and I just told him right now, I said, right now it's under construction, I says, and when I get it kind of cleaned up, then I'll have him stop out. He's just gonna stop through when he's going somewhere else, I guess, in the state, so it's not a big deal.
Do we have a real interest in it from the community?
I've been putting it out there. There's been back and forth, some people yes, some people no.
I've heard
It
from a
seems
lot
like
of
a
the
lot of
kids
interest.
that would like to play it.
Just curious. I haven't ever heard anyone say they were really interested in it.
They use them a lot in the Berlin parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this way gives everybody a year to think about it, so.
Alright, so we're basically gonna postpone this, but we're gonna kind of move forward on the planning part of it is what
Planning
you're.
and seeing about the donation part of it, yes.
That's something where somebody would sponsor a hole, put their name on something.
Yes, and then your name would be, if you bought that hole, say it's $250, and put that one hole up, then we'll have a plaque out there with your name on it, and hopefully they won't throw a frisbee at it. But yes, everybody, whoever donates will have we'll furnish a plaque to put out there. Okay?
I might do that. How many holes are there?
Well, it depends on, what's it gotta be 9, because you go 9 this way and 9 back, right? I don't know, I never played it. I always thought you had to get the frisbee in between them chains, but he told me no, you just have to hit the chains and it goes down, so.
Yeah.
I thought, how did you get them frisbees to do that?
Oh, we never played it because there isn't one here.
Go to, I guess, try it out at Berlin and see if you like it.
So that,
And we'll see if we can get one. Consider act on approving the contract bid for 2024 of $130 per week with Weed Clean Jolene Maldonado from Memorial Day through Labor Day. I know.
That's up from last year, wasn't it? I thought that was 125.
No, she actually went down $20.
Last year was 150.
Okay.
Okay, so she'll be cleaning all 3 of them then?
Yeah, we're gonna want all 3 of them shelter houses open in the summer.
Because we're gonna have to open up East Side for sure.
Oh, yeah, there's enough people that try stopping there all the time anyway.
Motion to approve item number 4 under Parks and Cemetery.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Consider act on approval of community garden rules and regulations.
It's the same as the ordinance also, so motion to approve.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Consider act on a donation to the Redgranite Advancement Association Redgranite Labor Days Festival.
So last year we did a in-kind donation. We helped out with the fees for the parks and things like that. So I guess I'm from what I understand, everything went pretty well, right? I mean, the ladies were good with that, right?
Yeah, because it was the park fee and then the fine that the guys had out there. So they got a good deal.
So does anybody have any other recommendations or?
If we can get the weather.
I agree. I like.
Everybody else is on board?
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
same deal they got.
All right, so do I have a motion on the table?
Motion to repeat last year's donation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
Set a date and time for next quarry meeting committee.
Special meeting for.
I'll be in Virginia the next couple of weeks.
2,
Yeah,
so when are you back?
the 3rd.
3rd of May?
So do we wanna schedule something for that week after that? And we're also gonna do our little get-together like we've been doing, so we could probably schedule that the same week, couldn't we?
Well, could we do that parks meeting up there too, or we're gonna
You wanna try
figure
and
out a location for?
do all of them? Does that work for everybody else? So the week of, like, the 5th through the 11th, so the 6th through the 10th,
Why don't we pick a Wednesday so that some of the business people can be there too?
so May 8th? Does that sound like it would work?
Sounds wonderful.
So we're gonna do our parks, we're gonna do the Corey committee meeting, and we're also gonna do our brainstorm that same day?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So one suggestion I would make is that most of the businesses that helped out with the last fall festival are mostly closed on Mondays. Well, no, it's a horse apiece, because Erica's closed on Wednesdays and Linda's closed on Mondays. Because they
Yeah,
were some of our
but
top
she's got a
contributors.
bartender, Lila's there on
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What time?
What time would we like to start, folks?
Well, we could do the parks at, should we say 5:30?
So parks at 5:30, everybody okay with that?
Yep, then we'll screw around from
And
there.
6:30 for the quarry, then that'll give us an hour to decide on parks.
Do we,
So that's on the 8th?
yes, sir. All right, so Corey at 6:30 is what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking, to get the public in,
And then,
business
are we gonna
owners.
try and do our board meeting that same night then?
Soiree?
Yeah, just,
Sure.
all right, so do we wanna start that at 7:30, 8?
Quarry meeting shouldn't take too long, so I would say probably 7:15 or so, somewhere.
Why don't we say 7 o'clock, and then even if you
All
run
right,
over,
we'll
we
say
can
7
still
and,
do it.
and then if, we'll kinda roll with the punches and flow on that one.
You're starting everything at 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you okay with that? Is that working in your
Yeah, that's
schedule?
fine.
Okay,
Busy day.
that way we can get it all done at once. Okay. All right, so moving on, police and fire, Tim.
Okay, as far as the fire district goes, there's nothing new. I had a message with Mark, so I'm sure they're still looking for donations if anybody wants to donate to their engine fund. Let's see, now we got a monthly police update. Kyle?
So, last Monday's last day of municipal court. The Western Area Municipal Court will be collecting on citations until the end of April, and then, any monies collected then will be forwarded to Becky. And we also shortly after that they'll get the billing and stuff done, and we'll get our last bill from them for the year to close everything out. She also, Gail will also be bringing over all the records from the municipal courts in boxes for Becky to store in her storage building.
I'm beginning not to like you.
So, we do have, active SDC accounts, which are state debt collection accounts for people that haven't paid. I got a couple pages here, and the total amount is $32,575.26. We did talk with state debt collections, and I did talk to Rena at the clerk of court's office, and they can enter these in and collect on our behalf. But with the county moving from the old courthouse to the new courthouse, they've got a lot of stuff going on there, so I'm not gonna be really putting a lot of pressure on them to get this done. We'll start working with them in June, to get this stuff taken care of and entered, so hopefully we can collect some. Otherwise, any outstanding citations will be, dismissed by the judge, because the municipal court can't collect on them after May 1st, or the end of the month. I do have a list here of our currents that haven't been paid since January 1st of this year that are being dismissed. And I also have another group that are on payment plans that since the municipal court we're no longer a part of it, the municipal court cannot collect on. I do have to, waiting for information to see if the payment plans, if we can set that up with the circuit court. Have not heard about that yet, so I'm waiting on that. And then also suspensions, people that have not paid are getting their license suspended. The municipal court will have to lift the suspensions, because they don't exist anymore with us being a part of them, so that's where all that's taken care of. Thanked Judge Mertz for his time. He's been judge there for, I believe, 8 years. So as of right now, there was no way running for municipal court, so I believe at this time, the city administrator, Tommy Bowler, is kind of the intern or intermittent municipal court judge, and it's my knowledge that they're trying to get, I believe Tom Cabasta to install him as a municipal court judge for the city of Oklahoma, Hancock and Melrose. So, we've been busy with ordinance violations. We've been sending out warnings starting in mid-March. We're going around now and checking up on those and issuing citations for those that are not in compliance. That's an ongoing process. We kind of take little by little and between taking complaints and other things. So we have to hopefully get our first round done. And then we'll have to see where we stand, maybe have another ordinance committee meeting potentially, and sit down with Justin Sandali and see if we have issues there we want to go to abatement right away, or if we want to just continue to issue citations until we get compliance. We are getting some compliance. We're kind of leveling off a little bit and allowing people to put things out like brush and leaves and junk out for him to take care of next month. And then maybe in June, really start ramping back up again and going after people to get their stuff cleaned up. Otherwise, I think that's about it. We have upcoming training this week. Wednesday, we'll be having our Ebola rat training here from 8 to 4 p.m. If anybody wants to stop in and actually watch the demonstration, we'll be holding a demo in the garage, the police department, probably later in the day. Thursday, we'll be having firearms training out at the prison. We have Scott Rasmussen from Westfield PD will be our firearms instructor, and also Chief Fensky from Plainfield becoming along qualifying with us. We'll be doing our sidearm qualification, plus there's a new scenario. We've revised the long gun rifle part of the qualifier, and so we'll be implementing that and the change over to the new procedure with that. I think that's about it.
All right, well, we took care of number 4 too already.
Okay.
Police court update.
Yeah, we took care of
We
that.
took care of that. And discuss ongoing ordinance violations.
Yeah, we took care of that.
All right, I guess we're ready to move on to sewer and water.
All right, Mark.
Sewer water monthly update.
Alright, so we had Sowell come in this month. They installed the new coupling on the south ditch and brought the new gearbox in. So the south ditch is all ready to be ran if we need it for backup. They also came in that same week and were able to install the new pump stands that we had approved last year for the old treatment plant lift station. So they got those installed. And then today, they came in and did well 2, redid the tap saddle for the 2-inch line, the tap saddle for the chlorine pump, and then changed some hardware. This is a picture you guys can, and some of the bolts that were changed out to stainless steel.
Jim's truck used to.
Could've got more years out of that.
Last time I saw something like that came from a seafood company.
Yeah. So they were able to get those all changed out today and yes, those projects are done with South.
1854
And then,
Chevy.
we talked with Badger State. They're actually going to be, we're not gonna haul this, spring because we've been doing a pretty good job, or a really good job at keeping our sludge production down because of the minimal amount of chemical that we've been using is been saving like $12,000 to $15,000 a year, but then not using that chemical cuts your sludge production in half. So we were able to say we should, with the amount of storage that we have over there, have no problem making it till fall and only having to haul once a year instead of twice a year. So we were able to just wait till fall. And then Stephen went to the Rural Water Conference, and at the Rural Water Conference, you can do some networking, meet up with other wastewater operators, water operators from around the state, and then they have classes there also that you can earn credits on to further your education in the wastewater water world. So he was able to go there Wednesday and sit in on all those classes. And then last week, he went to Clover and did there's a 4-day class that does groundwater and distribution. And that class, he's got exam review this week, and then we have him scheduled for a test in May. So that class will be able to get him licensed for the water side of the water side of the license. And then you also have the 7 licenses on the wastewater side, but at least on the water, he'll be all set there as long as everything goes good. We did receive the grant from Focus on Energy for well 2 because we had that VFD installed. So that grant came back and it was like roughly $2,200 I got back for that project. And that is really it for updates.
Alright, so consider act on approving the PJK company quote for influent flow meter replacement in the amount of $5,825.
Yeah, in that email I sent you guys, we're looking at PJ doing both influent and effluent. The DNR requires us to record those flows daily, 365 days a year, and enter it monthly in our monthly report to them. Those flow meters are currently 15 years old at least, and are not going to be, they don't sell any parts for them anymore, and our SCADA guys, PJ, they said we should, in fact, replace them because they're 20 years of age, and then they'll be more accurate, and that replacement, since it is an actual replacement, it would be able to come out of the capital replacement fund. So, we're just looking at getting them both replaced since they're gonna be.
All right, so we gotta approve both of them, right? So this is for both, one in each. I was trying to figure out what the difference between all of them is.
Yeah,
Just-
you have your influent
Yeah.
coming in, and that's a transducer, and then you have your effluent going out of the plant, your clear water going out, and they measure, each one measures the influent and effluent, so there's gonna be two.
I'll make a motion to purchase both units.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, item number 4, consider act on approving the Aqualis quote for repairing leaking joints in the sewer main in the amount of $12,100.
Okay, so last year,
Is that what these pictures are?
yep, some of those, there's leaking joints I handed out there, and then a couple holes too in the sewer main where you can see, dirt and roots where sand and debris can get down in. So we ended up having the Aqualis come in the last 2 years and got the whole system televised. Now, since we have budgeted in the, collection system repair category for sewer and water, we have budgeted 25,000. I would like to now start tackling some of these issues that we have, trying to limit the I coming into the plant, the infiltration of clear water, water that doesn't need to be treated, it's just groundwater. And so now that we have all the televising and jetting done, it'd just be nice to start tackling some of these projects, and they'd be patching those holes, grouting the leaking joints, and then also there's 2 manholes that will have them come in and re-grout and do a spray in concrete fiber and see how that holds up, and have them do 2 manholes that actually have water, groundwater leaking in through the grout and the roots coming in to the manholes. So that's what that 12,000.
A motion to approve item number 4.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And there are a couple, I'm gonna have another company that instead of doing the spray and actually does rebuilding, and he's gonna come in and we're gonna show him a couple of our more worse manholes, and then he's gonna give us quotes and give us kind of prices on how much it would be to actually rebuild them from the inside out and pour new concrete in and go that route.
Well, also, if we have a large section that has spaced out breaks, we can get a liner also, full length?
Yeah, they're gonna do a slip liner for that one with the holes, that you seen that had the dirt and sand.
Plastic?
It's actually a slip liner they put into the sewer main,
Yeah.
and they go for 5 feet on both sides of the holes, so.
Yeah, but for
We
long,
were actually pretty fortunate, there are only maybe 2 more sections that have holes, otherwise everything's looking
yeah,
pretty tight.
they can come in and do a whole street with that plastic insert, right?
Yeah, well, they'll just do the parts that have the holes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I've seen them do whole streets at one time.
yep, yeah, you can,
So is this here saying how many feet into the system they are when it says 247 feet?
yep, yeah, that's the
How far their
footage that the
camera is.
camera was at when I took the picture.
Yeah, so that'd be quite expensive to do the whole.
Well, you can't crawl
Yeah.
inside, you gotta have
Yeah.
machinery, that's,
Yeah, so they'll have that footage, and then they'll go so much in front of that footage,
Yeah.
and then slip line past it so many feet.
that's why it's so expensive.
All right, so we're moving on. Streets, sidewalks, ditches, Mark.
Monthly update. As soon as we get our boxes done here, I'll be doing our yearly patching. I've got Division Street, Foster, and I have another one I can't, it slips my mind. Huh?
Park Street.
Mine, I don't care about the pile, as I said, I'm covering up this 10 o'clock. That I'm gonna redo shoulder, and I'm gonna do that myself with our truck, and I just got a homemade blade thing on front of the plow there that sets out, and then it'll just make it swing, or, lay out the shoulder when I gravel it, so. I don't know if any of you have seen that our building is down. They came last week and knocked down our old building. And we cut all the trees, he dug all the stumps out, and now we just gotta pull everything around in the hole and gravel it, so it looks pretty good. And, that's all I have for an update on that.
Okay, hey, when you're gonna get gravel for your back of your parking lot there, is there any way we can store gravel there so you can do these little projects instead of?
That's what I plan on, so we can keep all our stuff in one area, not in the cemetery or out on Bridge Lane or, yeah, so that'll be our yard, put it that way.
Yeah.
For all our salt sand and everything.
You got all the stumps out of the way, so that's good.
Yeah, they're all gone. You were there.
Yep.
You've seen it. That's all I have.
Consider act on replacement of bulbs on the Christmas tree decorations with LED light bulbs, estimated cost $1,700.
There's Christmas lights that go on the poles. We spend probably $400 a year on bulbs and labor to get them incandescents changed. Gene spends 3 days on them, all them decorations, and then the time we put them up, we have to go back 2 nights later and replace a bunch of them again because they just break or they go out.
Motion to approve item number 2 for LED bulbs.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can we use ARPA money for that?
Oh,
We'll have
that's a
to look and
question
see
I
where
had
we're at.
right there.
What's that?
So I guess we'll have to look and see where we're at, sir. I don't know where we're at the moment, so.
Get the wife figuring it out for us, that way we can
She
figure it
does,
out.
you can call her. She said you can call her right now.
Okay, well then,
She had like 30, I asked her, she said there's 30,000 there right now, but there's other things that are coming out, his stuff is
Okay.
coming out of there yet, so.
alright, well, then we'll have a conversation and get it figured out. Alright, miscellaneous business, consider act on approval of operator's license for Victoria Thompson, the barracks, effective April 16th, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. Any issues?
Motion to approve the operator license for Victoria Thompson.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider act on approval of operator's license for Evan Anderson, the barracks, effective April 16, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. Any issues?
Why don't we address the rest of them right away while we're doing it?
Are there all- Well, we can do the next two. So consider act on approval of the operator's license for Danny Pasowitz, the barracks, effective April 16th through 2024 through June 30th, 2024, and also Dennis Oltisvig, the barracks, for the same dates.
No motion. Motion to approve the 3 licenses for Evan Anderson, Danny Pasewitz, and Dennis Oltisvig.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consider act on approval of temporary Class B retailer's license for AmVet Post 13, effective May 27, 2024 at Veterans Park from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Items to be placed on next board meeting.
Report on the ARPA monies. I'd like to see some of it go towards the parks for playground equipment,
Yeah, merry-go-round and a slide.
especially on east side if we're gonna develop that and have families and kids using it more.
I'm begging for somebody to come to the library through walkthrough. There's things falling apart that would apply for ARPA funds and were never considered. We got 2 faucets.
Why don't you submit a request list and we'll take it into
Whoever's in charge of the municipal building, I would love for them to go through a walkthrough, but, we've been talking about stuff for a couple of years, but nothing happened.
Okay, you're on the list, so we'll get that looked at.
Kyle,
Steam cleaner.
Yeah, steam cleaner.
something about cameras?
We're gonna do that on the Ellen's park.
Parks? I mean, for inside.
But we'll put it back on the motion, or for appropriate motion for, in front of the board for the next meeting.
Yeah, so once you figure out what you wanna do up there, then you'll have to go for all the board.
I'm talking about the other cameras. The ones that ain't made in the United States.
Oh, that will have to table till next meeting, I have to get more information.
Alright, appreciate it.
Can we stop a meeting to open them sealed bids
Yeah,
before the next meeting?
do you wanna, I guess, how quickly do you wanna get that figured out?
Can we do it next week?
Next week?
Is that possible?
Take 5 minutes.
What does everybody got available next, well, Dylan won't be here, so,
You can try calling me, but Virginia Beach is calling my name.
Doesn't reach in the bar? Phone doesn't work in the bar?
what does everybody have available next week? Anything that sticks out?
I'm off all Friday, so if it happened early, I can do that.
We got a fire district meeting on the 24th.
Okay,
Well, Monday's 22nd, it's only gonna take, what, 10 minutes?
yeah, it ain't gonna take long, so just,
It's a matter of what time and how soon.
You just need to have 3 people then,
more or less,
and I can just sit out.
Yeah, you can sit out if you want.
yeah.
If you need to call me, do.
Matthew's gonna be
Can
on
you
the
be here
board, so.
Monday?
Yeah.
Can you be here Monday?
Matthew will be on the board, so there'll be
Yeah.
4 of us.
Okay,
Monday,
alright, so Monday, what time?
wanna do it early?
Yeah,
So Jim's here,
do we wanna, like, 3 o'clock or
3
something?
o'clock?
Yeah, 3:30.
Alright, so 3 PM on the 22nd.
22nd at 3 o'clock then?
Yes, sir.
By chance, would Julie be here that day?
Is that a Monday?
Yes.
Yeah, she can be.
Well, why don't we
Absolutely.
put on to discuss ARPA funds then, and we can get an idea where we're at.
You can tell her and then she can bring with her.
Well, otherwise, I was just gonna say, if she could maybe get something together and just give everybody,
She plans on being here during the day working on ordinances and stuff.
alright, we'll just do it that way.
Alright,
She'll just stay in, she'll just come in later and be here at 3 o'clock then, okay?
Alright. Alright, so we're doing the bid meeting at 3 PM.
yes.
Thank you.
Alright, anything else that needs to go on the agenda for next board meeting that anybody can think of right at this moment?
Do we have to vote on putting those library things out front here? Cause I just think it's a good idea to put the first ones out in front of the village hall.
Yeah, and I agree, I like the idea, so let's, we can put that on the next,
Or do we have to
Be
have it
nice
on
to
the
put 'em right
agenda
in
and put
here.
it there?
well, we'd have to have it on
And
the,
I'd put that one on there.
alright, so. Alright, anything else?
Oh. A report from Elders on our investment funds, if we're gonna be doing that or not. I haven't heard that anything has been received yet.
Yeah, by the next meeting, we'll have all the information for everybody. It's, been taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but we'll have it all taken care of by the next meeting. By the time we do our little meeting, we'll have it. Okay.
So the bond market's gonna take a shit.
Alright, anything else?
Um,
If we're all good, then I am going to ask for a motion
Motion
to
to
adjourn.
Second.
Mark has made the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are done at 7:35. Yeah.
We gotta get those
Always
lemon trees yet, huh? What the hell we gonna get those?
Hello there.
Maybe, we're gonna go look at that camera, Mark? I'll get out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if Maddie wants to go around with Kyle and go look at that camera quick. You gonna go?
When you got rented, or?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, it just thought of something else.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble now.
What?
No, I think we have to
What time you do
do
darts on
planning
Tuesday?
commission and our zoning because people are no
Tomorrow's
longer
Yeah,
able.
we gotta go through all of that. Even like our, board of review, we got nothing anymore, so.
Well, we gotta do board review, that's gotta be done soon.
What's that?
Make a motion, we buy
Board
the
review
chairs for the
comes
board.
in June.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all the like building
Jeannie, just hit
permits
stop
and
recording.
all, you know, all of that kind of stuff. We don't even have that anymore. Everybody, a lot of the people are gone.
Oops.